Hello, everybody. Dushan here from How to Rhino.
Hello guys, Lazar here.
So we're gonna wait a little bit until we have some people. We have already around 13, 14 people. So we're gonna wait a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna start with today's live. First of all, from all of you who are watching right now, you can tell us if you can hear us. Just give us yes in the chat so we can know that you can hear us well. We have hello from Austria. Hello, Austria.
Hello Austria.
So can you guys hear us? Just give us yes in the comments. All right. Okay. We have the sound. All right. So this is gonna be a live event, the first live event that we've done in around I think 2 years. 2 years,
yeah.
and we didn't do live events over the last 2 years because we were quite busy actually creating something big that we'll announce soon. But right now we just wanted to make this event to hang out with you guys. We wanted to hear what you think about our channel, if you have any kind of questions, if there are some things that we can help you with. And we're also streaming this in multiple platforms at the same time. So we're streaming on YouTube, also on our LinkedIn page, on Facebook, even on Twitter. So just so you know that we will not be able to answer you right away if you have some question, but we'll see all of your questions in our chat room, and we're also going to try to answer as many questions as we can from the questions that you guys already asked before.
Or if you have any requests or ideas for the tutorials, feel free to let us know.
Yeah. So first off, some of you may know that we are actually not streaming this on Instagram because we couldn't stream like in this format on Instagram because it's going to be a little bit like long form, and we also wanted to show some of the lessons and tutorials that we prepared for you today. So we also put the link on our Instagram for you guys to join us here on YouTube. So first off, yeah, I wanted to ask you where you're from. So we only have one answer so far from Joe from Austria. Is there anybody from Serbia maybe?
As we are from Serbia, that's why
yeah
we're asking.
Hello from Spain. Hello, Ignacio.
Hello.
So we have Spain. We have
2 people from Spain. We have
Peru, Cape Town.
Wow.
South Africa, Australia. Whoa. Okay, so that's quite like, what's the time difference?
What time is in Australia right now?
We also have greetings from Sweden. Ciao, Mickey.
Hello.
You can see Million from Sweden.
Yeah.
We have Vietnam. Awesome, cool. So thank you guys for joining us.
1 a.m. Wow.
1 a.m. Okay, Marian. So
this is a real fan.
Yeah, true fan. Thank you for staying up so late to watch us. So yeah. So also we wanted to first start off with you can also ask us questions here.
One from Maldives.
From Maldives. Okay.
Yeah, I used to live in Maldives for around 4 months. I lived in Male, in the capital.
Oh yeah, you were there for like you were working with Sofia there. Cool. We have a Sierra Leone. Cool. India. Hello, India. So yeah, we're gonna start off slowly. We actually have a lot of questions which are also we have some general questions that we wanted to answer. We also have some technical questions that you guys asked us. So we're gonna start from the top, and then we're gonna see what is what if there are some questions that you ask us right away. We're also going to try to answer those. but we'll be focusing on the questions that you guys already sent us before. 11 p.m. in Indonesia. Cool, awesome. So let's start. First, we have a question from, I think this was from YouTube. It's please make something about Rhino and Revit. So this is a great a great it's more like a statement than a question. But if you're planning on using Rhino and Revit together, I also want to emphasize this because a lot of people have misconceptions between Rhino and Revit. Some people compare these two like they are, which one is better, which one is, which one you should use first, which one you should learn first. And I see that a lot of people are using them in a wrong way. So I just want to, let you know that when it comes to the design phase of the project, when it comes to the ideas, competitions, that first initial stage of the project, you want to use the software which is the best for that field. And then for the second part, when it comes to the production, you want to actually use the software which is better in that area. So you don't necessarily need to just use one software because you think it can do everything. That's why Rhino and Revit are totally different tools. They're not used in the same way. Rhino is the best when it comes to the design phase of the project, when it comes to the creating ideas, spitting those ideas very quickly and putting them in a way that they can be presented well, they can be talked about. You have a lot of freedom when it comes to creating fluid forms, organic forms, parametric forms
shapes, yeah.
With Grasshopper. On the other hand, Revit can do those things as well, but not as flexible as Rhino can do. So I see that a lot of people are struggling who only use Revit. They actually get a lot of problems when they want to create something that is a little bit different than just like a box or a square building. So that's where they hit the block. So for that phase of the project, you want to use the design tool which is the best for that, which is Rhino. And then when you finish the project, when it's ready for production, you want to switch to Revit.
Yeah, because we are architects and we have a lot of deadlines, and you want to be as fast as possible, as efficient as possible. So you need to find the best tool to be the most efficient as you can. So that's why Dusan said maybe it's better to use Rhino in the design phase, and later on for the construction phase, probably Revit.
Yeah. And one good thing is that right now, like in the past, it was kind of difficult to connect Rhino and Revit. It was possible, but there was a lot of like workarounds. Now we have something called Rhino Inside, which is like a new technology that people from McNeil developed. And with Rhino Inside, this is like really going to be a game changer in the industry. Because you'll be able to use Grasshopper and Rhino inside of Revit, which means that you're running an instance of Rhino and Grasshopper inside of Revit, and it allows you to also connect all of the like families from Revit. You connect actually like the definition from Grasshopper, everything that you change in Grasshopper, it's automatically modifying in Rhino and then in Revit as well. So this is like the newest integration that a lot of people want to learn right now. And I also wanted to show you a couple of tutorials that we have on our channel that you can check out, which talk about Rhino inside Revit. Let me just pull this up. So here it is. So yeah, it's this one. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay. So here it is. So here you'll be able to see a couple of these tutorials of Rhino inside Revit. So the first one is here, Rhino inside Revit creating windows. This is the one that you want to check out. We also have the second one here, which is, let me find it here, Rhino inside for beginners creating walls. and then we also have one on the top. Let me find it here. It's parametric design with Revit. So this is also tutorial that you want to take a look. So now I want to if you have any specific questions about Rhino and Revit, you can also ask me right now, and we can move on to the next one. Let me see. Yeah, this is okay. So okay, we have the second question is, can you please make a video on how to model Pantheon Paris on Rhino using CAD plans and elevations? And also, can you make a video on how to model a Corinthian column on Rhino? So this is also very interesting question. So let me pull this up and show you the project. And we can just discuss a little bit about it, since we're not going to be specifically modeling this, but I also want to show you what we think is the best way to do something like this. So this is the project. This is the project that we're talking about, and if you just take a look at it, it has a lot of details. So if you actually try to model this with super details, it's going to take a lot of time. But overall, it's very like the sequence of modeling this is going to be the same as if you would model any other similar building like this. We actually have, let me show you, we have a tutorial here where I modeled something similar. Where was it? Here, Rotonda. So this is also a tutorial you can check out. You can actually see, the process of how we modeled this building. It's quite similar to this question, but when it comes to actually bringing more details, that's just going to take a lot of time to manually model it. Because if you take a look at, okay, not this, but this detail, you can see that we have here a lot of geometry, a lot of like sculpting, and you can also even see the column itself. Modeling this in Rhino is gonna be really, really, really tough, and I wouldn't recommend anyone to model this kind of things in Rhino, because this is just not the efficient way to model. My advice would be to model this in a program called ZBrush. For those of you who don't know, ZBrush is a sculpting tool, and it allows you to actually paint your models, and you'll be able to sculpt, like create sculpture like these, and then you can afterwards import them in Rhino. So the same thing I would say for the columns. The Corinthian columns are a little bit, let's say, a little bit less demanding to model, but at the same time, I don't think you should model or ornamental details here. I think you should use a specialized software for modeling this, such as ZBrush. Okay, let's go to the next one. So let's see, what was our next question. Okay, I was modeling a living room, and immediately after I import some furniture, it skyrockets to 1 gigabyte. Can you please show how we can significantly reduce Rhino file size? So this is a very good question, and it's really important that when you import external stuff in Rhino, you need to understand that not all of the files are going to be clean, which means that sometimes, for example, when you import, let's say, furniture from SketchUp Warehouse, you will get a lot of residual geometry that stays in the model that is not that is going to just make the file so much heavy. So every single time that you want to import a model that is from other software, before you even start importing all of that into your big model, you want to import that single chair or single single table or whatever it is. Just put it first in Rhino on its own, and then what you will want to do, you want to see if it's a block, because usually it's a block if it comes from SketchUp. So then you want to explode that block in as many little pieces as possible. Okay, so you want to explode it until there is no blocks anymore. Once you explode all of that, you want to say select curve, and you want to select all of the unnecessary curves that come in the file. Once you type select curve, it will select all of them, and then simply click delete. It will delete all of them. And then when you have just the surfaces, when you have or mesh, then you can join all of that or group it. And this is the first step. So the first step is to kind of clean or make Rhino friendly every single model that you import, right? And then once you prepare it, then you can put it in your big model. And you will see, if you compare the file sizes, that the file size will be much smaller if you just clean it first. This is the main thing. Also, the second thing is that you want to use resources and models which are preferably done in Rhino. This is the best option. And here I can actually show you. Let me just show you this this clip, and I can give you some websites. So this is the tutorial, top 5 websites, free 3D models. And here are the 5 websites that we recommend. The one which is the best, in our opinion, is flyingarchitecture.com. This is the one that we recommend. You should definitely do this one, because Flying Architecture actually has all of the models directly in Rhino. So you can, if you take a look at Flying Architecture, you can see that they have all of their work is done in Rhino, and all of their models are done in Rhino. Not all of their models are free, but you can find some very cool free 3D models that are Rhino friendly, and they have also the materials applied to them. So that's our recommendation.
And also, I would like to recommend the 3D mesh component that comes with Grasshopper, and it will reduce the size or reduce the number of polygons, but it will preserve the shape of the geometry. So you can just search online like 3D mesh, and also we have a tutorial on our YouTube channel. Maybe you can find.
Mm-hmm.
It's called.
Which one?
Scroll it down. 3D mesh. No, this one.
This one.
Yeah.
Got me. Show. So yeah, this is the tutorial that you can check out.
And this is a new component. I mean, new component. I think it was released 1 year ago, something like that. And you can check it out.
Yeah.
This is another recommendation from us.
All right. Then we have a question from Saddam. Can you please make a video on working planes inside Rhino? Because sometimes it gets really irritating doing model in Rhino as a beginner. Okay. Thank you for the suggestion. Saddam will definitely try to make a tutorial on this topic, and it's actually a great question. Next one. Why, when I extrude a polyline or a line that is closed from a 2D drawing, for example, it often creates a solid that is not closed on top? And how can I resolve this? Okay, so this is very interesting example, and let me try to pull this up. So first off, when you have let's say a rectangle below, I'm gonna make 2 examples of this. So first one is a closed polyline, and when you type extrude curve, you need to see here on the top if it says solid yes or no. This is going to determine if the top is going to be closed or not. So if you put a solid to no, this is going to be opened, right? But if you do the same thing and you put solid to yes, this will be the closed poly surface. So that's how this works.
Also, if the shape of the B-wrap will be closed only if the curve that you extrude is planar. If the curve is not planar that you extrude, you will not get that cap on, that surface on the top and on the bottom.
Exactly. So, for example, here, this is all in the same plane. But if this one is a little bit off, like this, And then if you try to extrude it, it will not get closed out because this is not planar. It needs to be planar in order to have the top. So the way that you can fix this is simply, you can use set point and you can bring this back to 0. And then when you do again extrude curve, it will work. Another thing which is very important is, let's say that you have exploded curves. This also happens sometimes when you have, let's say, a wall, and sometimes all of these curves are extruded, and oftentimes people just extrude this and they expect that it will be closed. And they like select this and they type cap, but nothing happens. So it doesn't get capped because these guys need to be joined first, right? Because everything is coming from the lines from below. So if the lines are joined like this, like if I select the lines, if I join them and then I extrude them, then it will work. If they're not joined, if they're exploded like this, it will not work. So this is regarding the regarding that question. Let's go to the next one. This is a really interesting one. How to export a view in Cavalier projection. I don't know if there is some way or trick to do this. So yeah, this is really cool. Cool question, because this is something that I haven't done before, but I checked it out today and it's really interesting. So let me show you the what this means. So here you have like the idea of which perspective views exist. So we have primary or orthogonal, we have isometric, 2.3 point, and this is this Cavalier. So the difference between this one and isometric one is that this one is a little bit like the length is different, like it's 2x the size of the square, and isometric is like I think it's all like 30 degrees here, something like this.
Yeah.
So in Rhino, there is no like a strict way of just getting this view, but there is like a way that you can do it, like a workaround. So the first thing that you need to do is, let's say that this is your object that you want to do in this projection, and now I'm just going to measure this to show you. So this is 5 meters with 5 meters. So you can see that it's exactly the same. If you want to do this projection, you need to understand that you'll need to modify the geometry in order to export this view. So don't do this on a live model. Just export this when the model is ready, and then just work on this just so that you can make this drawing, right? So the way that this works is you would first need to create a box around this building. So you would simply type bounding box, and this would create a box around our house. Then you would group both of them. You would type group. Okay. And then the next step is to go to the top view here, and I would do scale 1D. I would do scale 1D. I would pick this part here, and I would use the scale factor of 0.7075. It's really important that you do this scaling factor, and you need to actually do this. You need to click enter, and you need to do this on the Y direction. So I would just do it like this, and now I resized the house. And then the next option I need to pick is called shear. This is the next component, the next command. Click shear. You click again on bottom left corner. You go up, and you click anywhere here, and you type the shear angle of 45 degrees. Now this is a little bit skewed, okay? And then the next step is to go to the right view here, and from here you also need to do the same thing. Again, shear, bottom left, then again top, and you type shear angle of -45. Boom. And now if you go to the top view, here it is. I'm going to group this. I'm going to hide this for a second. and here is your
Cavalier
projection.
Yeah.
And then you just do make 2D, choose the default, and this is the drawing. You see? But if we measure this in perspective mode, you can see that, like, if I measure this again, it will be 5 meters by 5 meters, which is the same length. But you can see how we actually twisted the geometry a little bit, just so that we can create this projection and this drawing. So that's
yeah. As Dusan said, the most important thing you are going to do these steps only if you want to create these drawings. So, or you can copy your the whole model and do these steps and then export drawings. Otherwise, the whole geometry will be modified.
Yeah. So that's regarding that one. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is yes, Joel said, I guess you can do this with a macro. You can. This is also like a second option. You can create a button, and that will execute all of these commands. So the next one is how do we pull parameters from Revit in Rhino inside? I saw Gavin Crum do this, but it appeared complex, and I'm at the start of my Rhino Grasshopper Inside journey. The specific problem that prompted this was trying to pull specific CAD layers from Revit to Grasshopper. So, Scott, thank you for the question. This is a little bit longer to explain. So we will probably create just a tutorial on this specific question to show you how you can pull parameters directly from CAD, but it's possible. It's not that it's still not that easy, but it's possible, and we'll definitely do this in some of the future tutorials. Now we can actually go to this one.
So the next question is there
go ahead.
Is there any way to use this type of math equation in Grasshopper and make cool geometry, like we use math equation to make minimal surfaces with the help of Millipede plugin? So you can share a screen just to show the geometry.
Let's show the geometry.
So, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So this kind of a geometry. So we have some pictures, and this guy asked how we can do this in Grasshopper. So we can do this with these math equations we can use with the expression component in Grasshopper. So for instance, I'm going to take one of these, and we're going to produce in Grasshopper. Let's say we can take this one. So I'm going to type this equation, and I'm going to paste in expression component in Grasshopper. So I already copy these two equations. So we have the first one is the top one, and here we have for the y. So this is actually x coordinate, and this is y coordinate of these points. And we have the range of x and y should be from -8 to 8. So let's open Grasshopper, this one. So first we need to type construct point, and in the x and in the x and y we need to place numbers from -8 to 8 using these two math equations. So I'm going to type expression, and in the first expression I will type this equation, and you can see we have t parameter that should be changed, and here we have two inputs, x and y. So I'm going to remove y, and instead of using this one, I will type t. And as I mentioned previously, t should be from -8 to 8. So I will use component range. And we're going to create equally distributed numbers from -8 to 8. So I will type range -8 to 8, paste it the domain, and in the steps we can type, let's say I don't know, 2000 equally distributed values. And we have 2000 equally distributed values from -8 to 8. I will place in the first expression component. This is x coordinate, and the y coordinate will be based on the second equation. So this one here, okay, place in the y. So I'm going to hide this one, go in the top view. Okay. And if I increase these numbers, we get the first shape. After this, we need to create. We need to mirror this one and then to rotate. If I open once again, you can see that rotation around x is 6 and y is 0. So I'm going to create coordinate x 0, 0. And this point will be rotation, origin of the plane, so xy plane. And I'm going to use rotate. And also, I will place it plane and the angle of rotation. Or actually, we can use first mirror, and after that, we are going to rotate. This is I think the best. So we can use this line here as a mirror plane. So I will use component. Let's say this is YZ plane. This is origin, and this plane I'm going to use as a mirror plane. Let me think. Is it YZ? Something doesn't. Okay. This should be placed in the mirror, not in the rotate. I'm going to unplug this one. And once we mirror,
there it is. You have two eyes.
Yeah, we have two sets of points, and I will merge them and create a group. So I will create a group, and once we create a group, we can rotate these two guys by 90 degrees. So this geometry that should be rotated. Plane is XY plane, the one that I just created, and we get the geometry.
Cool.
So if we want to get more precise results, we can increase this slider. So it's similar as we have on the picture.
Cool. So in short, you can use expressions, and you can definitely it's possible to use these kind of mathematical, more advanced mathematical equations to create geometries in Grasshopper. All right, next one. What is the best hack that you learned that makes you modeling faster now, and how to improve your productivity with modeling? So this is I wouldn't say there is a hack. It's more connected with spending a lot of time in the software, watching a lot of going to forums, asking people when you have a problem, solving those problems on the go, trying to also find commands that you think exist in Rhino. This is something that I learned a lot, like in the past, that if there is a command, for example, that you have in AutoCAD that is like offset, move, copy, whatever it is, you probably have the same command in Rhino. So very good thing is to just start typing, and then you will see in the command line all of the possible commands that you have, and then this is the best way to kind of learn your set of commands that you know. And also, it's really important that you have shortcuts. This is gonna make your workflow much faster if you're modeling with shortcast, because simply it will just become a habit at one point that you will not even think about what is the command you want to do. So you know exactly the shortcut. You just type the one letter, you just do space, and it will execute a command. And this is how you will be more and more faster. I don't know if you have anything to add.
I think we should maybe switch to these questions, and then later on we can answer to the questions that we wrote down.
Okay. Let's see. Which ones did you see?
Maybe we can. Is there a command or method to align many floating objects to a flat level?
Yeah. So yeah, this is a very good one. It's actually quite it's quite easy to do this. You only need to let me show you. So for example, let's say, I think I showed it before. So let's say that you have a lot of these points and you want to make them all flat. You only need to you have two options. If it's a 3D object.
I think sorry. I think she asked if we have many floating objects and we want to place them maybe on the horizontal plane.
Oh, okay. So it's the align. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. There is the align command. Let me find. Yeah, it's not this one. It's aligned to, but I'm not sure where's the
it's
surface.
Just type align. I usually I type align and then we execute the command. I don't know where it's placed actually.
Oh, here it is. This is the command. Yeah. So imagine that you have a lot of these, let's say, houses, and they are on different heights. It's something like this. And you want to put them all on the flat plane. Like, you can just go to the side view. For example, you can go here, let's say, to the right view. You can select all of them, and you can use the this one, align to bottom, and you will simply click 000, and it will align all of these right there. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any clue when will the Rhino 8 launch? So we don't know yet. It's still in development. I think right now that McNeil is developing new versions much faster than before. So I wouldn't be surprised if they publish Rhino 8 until the end of the year. But that's just my guess. I would not say for sure.
We skipped the question from Felix.
Okay.
Felix is one of our students from our course.
Yes. So Felix is asking if there is updates on Rhino Factory's course. There will be a big update coming in a couple of weeks, and next week we're actually going to announce this publicly, and you'll have more details then.
Stay tuned. Do you need do you need to learn Rhino before getting to understand Grasshopper? Yes, at least at beginner level, you need to know some basics in Rhino, because Rhino, actually Grasshopper has most of the commands, most of the components are related with the Rhino commands. So you need to have that basic knowledge of Rhino if you want to start using Grasshopper. Otherwise, I don't know, you will be confused.
I would all agree. I agree with Lazar totally, and I don't think you should. I mean, it's good if you can, if you just like, if you saw what Grasshopper can do, you saw the potential, but you're just, it's too much for you to learn both Rhino and Grasshopper. I think you should also start focusing on Rhino first, at least the basics. So you don't need to be super advanced. You need to just have the basics down, and then the Grasshopper will be much easier, because a lot of commands are the same. A lot of the way the geometry works, the way that the connection with Grasshopper works, it's all interconnected. So it makes most sense that first you have at least the basics down, and then switch to Grasshopper.
You don't need to be proficient in Rhino to start using Grasshopper. You can do both, at the same time. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like very basic knowledge of Rhino.
Cool. Awesome. Any plans for 50,000 subscriber special?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't talk about
we
that.
didn't talk about it, but as soon as we hit 50,000, we'll think about it. So
Yeah.
if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, click subscribe button so we can get there
Yeah, but
as soon as possible.
great question.
Cool. Let's see this. I'm currently learning data science in Python. Is this a good start for scripting in Grasshopper, or is it better to learn scripting directly? The next step would be utilizing AI. Well, it depends. It depends if your if your focus is on architecture, or if your focus is on just technology. So if you want to be a coder, if you want to be a developer, if you want to create software, then you should continue what you're doing. If you're planning on using Grasshopper for architecture and for architectural projects, I think you should definitely learn it as well as scripting in Python. Scripting in Python is just gonna make it a lot easier for you, because scripting in Python is usually something that comes after you're already advanced in Grasshopper. But in your case, if you already know Python, then you probably even know Rhino script, so you can really create amazing things with just raw code. So Grasshopper is there to help people who don't know how to code to actually be able to produce all of this. And I don't know if you agree, but
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
and yeah, no, next step AI. Well, that's also something that is always changing. Technology is moving so fast now, so we're also excited about all of this. Martin is asking again, is there a way to align to a mesh or only to flat surfaces? So you can do this in Grasshopper.
That's I wanted to say. So maybe we can.
Maybe we can show that tutorial that we have on the channel.
Yeah, with the trees.
With the trees, yeah. So I'm gonna point you to
this one.
No, this one. Or
yeah, but we also use scattering. We also use this projection. But yeah, in two of these.
So you can check out this tutorial, scattering geometry with Grasshopper. That's gonna show you. Just follow the directions. It's gonna show you how you can align geometry to a mesh.
And also the other one that you show.
And also this one, vegetation with creating terrain and vegetation with lens design. No, actually not this one. This one. This one. Projecting objects to surface. This is the one you want to check out. Okay, cool. Next one. Interesting. So yeah, so we still we still don't have like a shop on YouTube, but we're gonna try to actually implement this on our YouTube channel, so you can support us by buying a T-shirt. And if you're interested in getting one, just email us and we'll send you one. Cool. All right. So should we continue with the?
Felix has one more question. Are there any ways I can use Grasshopper script in other software or communicate with it? For example, Blender and Unreal Engine. I'm not sure for Blender, but for Unreal Engine.
Yeah, with Unreal it's possible, but this is something that we still haven't tested. So we know it's possible. Just maybe we'll do this kind of test in some of the future tutorials to actually see how all of this technology can talk with each other. All right, awesome. So let's continue with the ones that we have here. Maybe you can try answering this one.
Yeah, but I would like to answer to this question also. How does Graph Mapper work? Are they 0, 1 axis, UV, or XY? Okay, I can show you. So let's open Grasshopper. Graph Mapper. And I should just click here on the
yes.
Okay, so on right click we can choose types. So let's say Bezier curve, and by default it's set 0 to 1 for X and Y. And here if we place let's say, equally distributed values, let's say 10 equally distributed values from 0 to 1. By default, in domain is 0 to 1. In the steps, we can type, let's say, first I will place 5 values. And you can see these red vertical lines. How to screenshot? What's the shortcut? Okay. Where these red lines intersect with the curve. So this is the one point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here is the x value, and here is the y value. And so this is 0, this is 1, and here it's 0, and it's 1. So where I'm going to project this point. So this is x value, this is second, so this is first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is how we get this 6 value for the x and also for the y. And here as well. So basically, actually, once we get these 6 values, we can remap from 0 to 1 into a new set of points, in a new set of numbers. Sorry. So where this intersect with the y, we get one set of numbers, you can see here. So we'll not get equally distributed values anymore. So if I change this like this, once again, how to screenshot?
Print screen.
Okay. And once again, here we have 0. Here we have also almost 0, 0.005. Then we have, because it's projected on the y direction. It's projected here. And the last number is 1. So this is how this set of numbers are created. So from this curve, we can remap a set of values. Or you can, on double click, we can change this from, let's say, for the x, so horizontal axis, and also vertical axis from, let's say, 0 to 5. And you can see these 5 values. So all these values that we place will be around 0 because they're intersected here, and once they are projected on the y-axis, they will be close to 0, as we can see in the panel.
Oh, awesome! Didn't know that. Awesome. All right, let's go with the next one. This is an interesting one. Is it essential to learn Grasshopper step by step, learning about data structure and understanding it on a deep level, or is it jumping directly on tutorials better? I mean, you can jump into tutorials right away, but it will be, it will be difficult to produce very advanced results if you don't know what you're doing, right? So if you learn it, if you learn it from like YouTube tutorials, that's also possible. But usually there is not a lot of like super beginner tutorials on YouTube. They're more like intermediate or advanced. And if you don't have that, basic knowledge of Grasshopper, then nothing will make sense, specifically when it comes to data trees and matching data trees, right?
Yeah, because many tutorials online are like, I mean, the structure of tutorials, like creating of some building or some facade. But if you don't know the basics, you will not understand how that facade or the building or the, I don't know what type of geometry are, how it's created. So I think you should focus more on finding a good tutorial of that basic steps, especially what is graphed, but what is flattened tree. And once you understand that basic of Grasshopper, you will quite easily reach intermediate level.
Have you tried Grasshopper 2 yet? Except for the changes to the platform, what are your expectations about it? In Grasshopper 2, I'm looking forward to features like Houdini simulators. Yes, we actually tried. We haven't gone too much deep into it, but we just tried to, we wanted to see, what's new about it. Is there some kind of things that we can connect with the old Grasshopper? Biggest problem is that, the connection between the existing files in Grasshopper and then all of the files that will be created in Grasshopper 2. I personally think that it's gonna, I think it has a lot of potential, and it can open up the doors in a lot of these areas, like you mentioned, Houdini simulators, and also a lot of these other connections with also AI, because the code base is different. It's completely created from the scratch. The only drawback there is that all of the plugins that we have for existing Grasshopper 1 will need to be redone again, and that's the question if developers will do it. All right. So
Is there a way?
this one.
Yeah. Is there a way to automatically render and output as an image each time the shape is changed by parameter? Yes, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, you can do this with V-Ray for Grasshopper.
Yeah. So this is regarding the animation, right? So this is V-Ray for Grasshopper will allow you to.
We have I think one of our tutorials.
Yes, we do.
But on our Patreon page, I think. The one Evolo Tower.
I think this one as well.
No. Yeah, and this one as well.
Okay, so you can check out this tutorial, V-Ray for Grasshopper animation, and it will show you how to export every single frame whenever you're modifying the geometry. So you're just like moving this slider, and then the geometry will be recorded, and that's quite
and
good.
you can play the one for the Evolo. So, yeah, this is sub D. Yeah, that one. Animate sub D in Rhino 7.
Also same story. I can check this one and Evolo Tower.
You can play this one. Just I think few seconds at the beginning will show you. Is it that? Yeah, something like this.
So this is something that you can do. You can actually animate this, and like you're modifying the shape, and you're recording the change right there. Cool, awesome. All right. Interesting question. Should I quit architecture? I got my final thesis during 2 weeks. I don't think you should quit it. First finish the thesis and then think about quitting. And it really depends. Like we also have this question. Maybe we can connect to this question that we got from somebody else asking, are you happy with what you have accomplished until now as a student? I'm very happy with everything I have received from the study program and YouTube channel. It comes down to if you like what you do, and if it's really something that excites you, if it gets you going. I don't think you should you should think about architecture as something that you really need to love it to be able to fully get absorbed in it, because I think that today the work culture in general in architecture is quite difficult, especially because we have so many deadlines. We have so much pressure. It's never going to be like a regular job that everybody else has. It's always going to be you're chasing something, and at the end it comes down to your personal feelings. How do you feel about this? Do you think you should maybe you can see the story about your experience in China and what was the
I mean, I lived in China and I worked in China for 2 years. And it was really tough because I work on a really amazing projects, and on the projects I don't know how many, 500,000 square meters, something like that. From the master plans to the super super big projects. But I didn't have opportunity to work on that massive projects in Europe. And it was challenging for me to work there. But I think for me personally, I didn't find myself there because it was so difficult to assimilate with the culture, with the language, because I don't speak Chinese. And
it's difficult.
Yeah, it was difficult. Yeah, seriously, it was difficult to adapt to that kind of workflow, to so many deadlines. but I would always recommend to go there to work for 1 or 2, 3 years and to see, to experience different culture first of all.
Cool, awesome. So should we switch to these questions now, or should we postpone this for the next
Maybe
week?
we can postpone. I mean, we can answer to the people who are live.
Okay, so guys, we're already 1 hour in, so we're gonna wrap it up, and all of the questions that we still haven't answered, we're gonna answer. We're probably gonna do another live next week, and then we'll answer all of the questions we haven't answered so far. And now we're just gonna continue answering the last questions that you have here. Which ones did you see?
I see from Petar Opacic, but I think we skip his question. It's here.
Yeah. Hi guys, thank you for the effort. You're doing a great job. I have a question, let's say more related to production or BOQ stage or design. Is Rhino capable of providing any kind of information that object contains, length, volume, weight? Yes.
Yes.
So,
and let's just see his other questions, and we can answer to both of these. It's or to be more precise, can I give to object information information I want, and then to control them through changing and editing them in Grasshopper? Yes, you can also use plugin. I mean, no, this is not plugin. This is like a tool in Grasshopper, which is called Galapagos, and it's optimizing tool. And there is also a plugin. What's the name of? Yeah, this is also a great plugin for Grasshopper for optimizing. Also, Ladybug for the sunlight. You can change areas. You can change the shape. You can change the facade based on the inputs you have. So you can control them, and then it will be automatically applied to the shape and to edit in Grasshopper.
Yeah, and maybe Petar is also referring to Rhino Inside, because you can also do this through Revit, and if you have also the objects in Revit that you want to further modify in Grasshopper, that's possible through Rhino Inside, and we're going to talk about this in the future as well on the channel. All right.
Yeah, we already have this question for the speckle.
Oh yeah, this is something that we wanted to show. We had a question about this new technology that is called new platform called Speckle. So let's watch together. Let's see this video.
Send and receive your.
Oh. I don't know the here.
We're bringing an object-level version control to the design process, putting you in charge of your data. Curate your project changes while staying up to date with real-time notifications, and visualize your models on the go, or any browser or mobile device.
Or dive deep with our developer-friendly APIs and SDKs. The next generation of apps, tools, and workflows for AEC.
Yeah, so we wanted to, we got a question about Speckle. We haven't seen it before, but I checked it earlier, and it seems like an open source platform where you'll be able to connect multiple software packages inside of one environment, where a lot of collaborators on the project can take a look at your model. You can see the updates. So you can see here all of the connections that are possible. You can connect, for example, Grasshopper, Rhino. You can connect Blender. You can connect Unreal, Revit, AutoCAD, Tekla, like a lot of these complex tools. So this means that, for example, if there's a lot of people involved in a project, they don't all need to have the same software to be able to see the progress and to see the updates. All of this is done in the browser, and you'll be able to see all of the phases of the project directly inside. We're definitely going to check this project out, and possibly also give you some updates on this. They have a lot of good tutorials and webinars on how they connect multiple elements, multiple software. It's definitely something that you guys should check out. All right, so I think we would wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for all of the questions.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, thank you for the support. We also have one last question. Let's show it here. Are you gonna do these lives weekly? Possibly, where we want to have more interactive, more interaction with you guys. So, well, in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably do something like this again. Next week, we'll probably do one live for sure, because we want to have to announce something that we'll be working in the background for almost 2 years. So be on the lookout for that live next week. It's probably going to be in the same time, and we're gonna tell you some great news then.
Yeah, so we're almost 1 hour live, and yeah, next week probably maybe Saturday. We still didn't schedule.
We'll
Yeah.
let you know.
Yeah, just follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and we're going to announce when our next live will be.
And you can also feel free to send if you have some questions. You can also email us your questions. You can email us. Let me show you. Let me give you our email here. You can email us at here. Make sure to send us your requests, your emails, and your questions about what you want answered, and we're also gonna respond to this next week. All right, so thank you again, everybody, and we'll talk soon next week.
Yeah, bye.